Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Ha, 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 ha. Stacked, jacked, packed, ready to roll with you on a beautiful Wednesday. Rice fans. Pretty exciting day to be alive and well with you. It's my there we go. I'm hunting and pecking over here like when I used to type back in the day. I was a hunter and a pecker when I was, you can't say that. When I used to type back in the day. Cinco, did you ever have like a typing class in high school? I took typing with Mrs. Euler back in the day, like the Houston Oilers. Did you ever do typing back in the day, Cinco?
I did typing in as a freshman, I think, or somewhere like that, or maybe even in 8th grade. And it's one of the only classes that I honestly take with me every single day.
Absolutely.
I don't know about hunting peckers. I don't know what that's all about.
Well, she said to me, "You're a hunter and a pecker."
Oh, a hunter and I got it.
She
like
said you with one finger. No, like one finger.
Yeah, I didn't. We had a little. There was a little
hunt.
blip in what you said, so I wanted to stay away from that.
You can't hunt for the. Well, we're off to a rousing start. All right, Sean. So today on the blog, and we're going to talk with Watson about this because look, you might as well just go ahead in the modern era that we're living in and watching sports and just cue the music. And the music is The Baseline by MFSB. From 1974, which is hard to believe that tune's 52 years old, but the bass line still slaps to this day. And the bass line, of course, and what I'm talking about is bump, 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 ba-dump, bump, bump, ba-dump, bump, bump, bump. Cinco, are you pumped right now for this baseball team as they embark on Oklahoma? Before we get into what we're going to get into, are you pumped for them finishing undefeated in the non-league?
I am. I was over there for the finale last night. Bigger than expected crowd. Beautiful weather. Saw the long balls. It's congratulations to this team. I didn't think they would reach it, but they're the only team in college baseball history, as they said yesterday, to amass 100 home runs in 5 consecutive years.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, they've had a late power surge.
Yep.
Hopefully that extends. My concern is the absence of Landon Mack.
Yep.
I think without him, I think this team is hard pressed to win a third game in a row.
Yep.
Not impossible, but the bullpen, bless their heart, it is what it is, and that's a hard thing to navigate with that bunch. But anyway, they're playing well. I think they're one of, if not the best defensive teams. They still have a good ERA, and they seem to be getting some confidence and their legs underneath them at the right time. So yeah, an equally matched, according to the standings, matchup with Oklahoma this week. I think it's in Oklahoma City, not in Norman.
Yeah, which is fun,
so
right?
That's fun and that's interesting. So you kind of take away that home field advantage, if you will.
Yeah.
More of a neutral site game, even though it's in the confines of the state. But no, yes. A lot wordy. As someone said before, I'm infamous for my word salad, but that's okay. And I'm looking forward to it. And if we end up in Atlanta, let's go hunt some Yellow Jackets. Why not?
Here we go. So we're having some fun. It's going to be a fun weekend. And then the Lady Vols host this weekend as well. Brian Hartman's report runs tomorrow over at tclub.team. We today we're talking about at the top of the blog, and Watson's going to join here on the other side. College front office has released their rankings, most expensive rosters, college football 2026. And a surprising entrant is there. Not surprising, Sean, Texas is number 1. Not surprising, Miami's number 2. Not surprising, Ohio State's number 3. Not surprising, LSU's 4. Not surprising, Oregon's number 5. Not surprised that Notre Dame's number 6. Not surprised that A&M is number 7. Am surprised Alabama's number 8, though it ain't going to last for them because they don't have any billionaires. They're not going to be able to compete in this era. They're just not. Pretty surprised Tennessee sitting there at $36.7 million. Now, I asked today on the blog, and I've since gotten answers because people read the blog, and I had somebody reach out to me that knows. And that's I've often thought about what is the real point of doing a blog these days. A lot of people are switching content over to like YouTube, places like that, places where people can click on something because people don't read like they once did, Sean, which is odd to me. But, people get up with their cup of coffee now and they scroll. They don't read. And this is 2026. And, we're doing what we're doing. And then I come to realize that folks like this person read my blog and said, "Hey, Tony, I saw where you were wrestling with whether or not that $36.7 million figure with Tennessee is real." And guess what, Sean? It's real. That figure's real. The Vols are spending.
The names you talked about. I'm sorry. With that level of investment comes that level of expectation.
And that's the question. That's a question I have.
We'll see. I've talked to a number of people that have come through my office and then friends, and there seems to be a prevailing thought that Josh Heupel's just a really nice guy, a really good dude.
Yep.
I'm glad he's representing our program, and you know what? I'm one of those people.
Yep.
But in the day of Kurt Segnetti and what Indiana's done, there are absolutely no excuses anymore. It's been shown to be done. I think you mentioned that Indiana had right at or even a little less money invested in last year's roster than we had in ours last year.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I love me some Josh Heupel. I want him to win national championship after national championship. I'll be one of the first to advocate his statue being built. But there are expectations when that kind of money's being thrown around.
Well, here's the thing. And this is what I couldn't figure out today that I would love to. So if anybody's listening that could help me with this, somebody from the collective, etc. How much of that money's tied up into their first 22? How much of that money's tied in the guys that won't see the field? Tennessee did have a very good haul in high school football this past offseason. We had Mason Young on from the Tulsa World, who said that while the college football world is zigging, they're zagging at Oklahoma. They've hired their own high-profile general manager. He said they don't have a billionaire funding their deal. They don't have the type of money Tennessee does, believe it or not. Oklahoma football doesn't. He said, and, at the end of the day, he said, and this is just an interesting thing to kind of think about. He said they're putting their eggs in the high school basket. Now, Watson Brown is going to join us in a little bit. Said if he were in this game right now, and he readily admits, hey, it's a young man's game, but really it's a transfers game. This deal is a transfers game. And you know what? Hard to argue with that. Hard to argue with that. You got to grow some of your own, obviously. But there's got to be, and this is the thing that's interesting, because when I tell you today that Tennessee's, that is a legit figure, I got that confirmed today. That's a legit $36.7 million is what they're spending on this roster. I don't know how it relates to the rest of college football because I'm not at Texas. I'm not at Miami. We're not at Ohio State. We're not at LSU. We don't really know about Oregon. We know these teams are paying, but here's the thing that knocks me out. Just do the math with me here, okay? Do the math with me here. The math is as such. If the Vols would have gotten the Levitt kid, the quarterback, you'll love it at Levitt's, from Arizona State, who was on our campus, by the way, he was going to cost probably right around $4 million a year, which means you take Tennessee's expenditure and you add $4 million to that, and all of a sudden the Vols would have come into this year with a payroll of $40.7 million, which according to college front office, who are in the business of tabulating who does what in the NIL space where, that would have meant Tennessee's payroll would have been 6th in college football this year. Now, here's a question I have for you, and Sean said it. I wonder how many Tennessee fans, because this is the kind of thing that gets circulated via screenshots, via whatever, across all forms of social media, across our fan base, and they'll go, man, we're right up there with the big spenders in the sport. And then they're going to look at the preseason rankings. They're going to see Tennessee's not even in the top 25. And somehow there's a disconnect there, right? Now, I don't pretend to have all the answers. I don't pretend to know. Sean, this high-profile wide receiver that we have, the freshman, do you expect him to play meaningful snaps and, I don't know, catch north of 30 balls this year?
Well, that's not really been the pattern for a Josh Heupel offense, so I would say no. If I remember right, Squirrel White is the only freshman that was utilized, not even extensively, but to that kind of volume of catches and yards. So, yeah. No, I don't think so.
I just think this is going to be I get the sense that this is going to be extremely interesting to watch how our fan base relates to this team in light of that information getting out there. Because I'm telling you right now, I said in print today, I didn't think I questioned the validity of that number. And I'm here to tell you, and I'll put it tomorrow in print, But I'm here to tell you that number is accurate. What I couldn't get from my source was what of the $36.7 million that Tennessee is investing this fall, how much of that goes toward playable players that are going to play. And I was told, well, that's digging you're going to have to do on your own. And I said, okay.
My big question is the amount of investment. Now, David Sanders looks like to be the real deal, but the amount of investment we put into the offensive line room and the value we will get out of it, I think would be an interesting comparison, and I don't think it's going to be favorable.
Sam Schrock says, imagine thinking, and this is Sammy in Nashville, he says, imagine thinking that Tennessee's starting roster is young when the average starter will have spent 3+ years in college. That's true. And I do think, to some extent, that the Penn State players were a tad bit pricey. I do think that's the case. So that would make sense, that could add to the weightiness of the payroll, trying to shore up the defense. That's a good point. Another little factoid I found out, the defensive end from Penn State, who was, I don't know if he was jumpy in the spring. I don't know what you call that, but he had a hiccup. And I've been asked in my last couple of George Plaster appearances about him and how it's going. And look, I hear that he's right back in line and everything's okay. So that's good.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I also heard, Sean, that he got a pittance on the front end of what was promised to him. In other words, Tennessee has learned from the Nico experience. They're backloading a lot of these deals. We're not giving.
Yeah, and let's be fair. And I'm talking to myself while I'm talking to others. Is the fact that
we're not giving you your money up front.
Quite frankly, the knee-jerk reaction was after Boo Carter and Nico. The knee-jerk reaction to a lot of us was that, well, what's going on here? And to his credit, if what you're saying is accurate and he pans out, give Josh Heupel and his staff a lot of credit, because they could have immediately overcorrected and sent that kid packing.
(865-200-540). I'm giving the number out of reflex. I'm sorry. Because Watson Brown. It's a Wednesday with Watson. It's presented by Simpsons Meats, going to join us. And one thing I want to unpack with Watson is I'm going to throw this number at him. I'm going to talk about how, when you're Josh Heupel, see, he's got to manage around these expectations. When you see your name up there with Texas, Miami, obviously Miami played for the whole ball of wax last year, and they're back for another round. I mean, they went right out in their league, signed a guy that was under a multi-year contract with Duke. Some of you told me that, well, I mean, Tony, let's face it, that's not going to hold up in a court bowl. Court-sided with Miami. I'm of the belief that Tennessee easily could have done that. I'm also of the belief that, I don't know. I mean, we could have a true freshman under center this fall when the season begins. Look, George McIntyre could make a jump between now and the beginning of the season. I'll tell you this. I've been saying this on the air. He's going to have to, or that freshman's going to start. And I'll tell you, that's a tough slog against that schedule. Now, you look at every team on this deal, I think Texas is totally overrated. Tennessee's got several of these teams that we're going to either see or going to go to. Somewhere snuck in there is the fact that we have a trip to Texas A&M on that schedule. You know, I'm so focused on this home schedule. I mean, geez, oh, Pete, man, when does it end? So we come back on the other side. The great Watson Brown joins. I want Watson's thoughts too, and Sean's thoughts on my guess on over the next decade on who the power players are going to be. A friend of mine told me today, he said, Tony, how do you do that list when you don't know who the coaches are going to be in 10 years? And I told him, I said, look, man, I said, I've got a saying for you, brah, and it's called cash is king. And I'll give you another saying. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I know one thing about my alma mater. There is a will at my alma mater. When I watch our basketball team, maybe before it's all said and done, when they add one or two big men here, go north of $20 million in payroll, and they were willing to go well north of $20 million for the point guard, Vandy. That's called where there's a will, there's a way. And when you see that kind of thing happen, if you'll do that for basketball, and you going into next season are going on the 30-year anniversary of your victory over Auburn in the SEC championship game, where I was down on the field and covering the deal, and Kevin Ramsey ran up to me and hugged me in the old Georgie Dome 30 years ago. You don't think our billionaires, you don't think our billionaires want to get back, do you? Get back to where you once belonged? We'll come back on the other side. 865-200-5402. On the way to the timeout, today's show done in honor of Carolyn Colquitt, Jerry's precious mother, who I love. Prayers up to that entire family. I love y'all. Y'all are what make our community such a great place. Jerry, I love you. And prayers are up. And your mom is precious. She made me, when she would come out to those watch parties and hold court, she's so fun, so full of life, so funny. I mean, she and I just got a kick out of her, and she kind of looked at me like I was nuts half the time, but I love Carolyn. Take a brief time out. We come back with more. We kick it with you, Watson Brown, right after this. You know how East Tennessee takes its barbecue seriously. Well, TMG Fest is about to take it to the next level. Saturday, May 23rd, Hardin Valley Event Center. Doors open at 2, and the event runs till 9. A live fire barbecue competition and full-blown festival all wrapped into one. 15 pitmasters from all around the country. Teams coming in from Texas, the Carolinas, California, and of course from Knoxville to square off in a legit smoke-off competition. And the cool part, you're not just watching, you get to walk around, taste what they're cooking, and help decide who wins. It's a real crowd judging situation, and that's just the competition side of things. There's also a live fire cooking demonstration happening throughout the day. Learn techniques, how they manage your fire, how they work with different cuts, different wood, different pit styles. If you're someone that loves cooking outdoors or wants to get better at it, this is a great opportunity to learn up close and personal from the experts. And it's all wrapped in a real festival atmosphere, live music, lawn games, food vendors, and the block party energy just makes for a great day, rain or shine, from 2 to 9. Kids 12 and under get in free. So bring the family. Tickets on sale now at tmgfest.com. That's tmgfest.com. TMG Fest, Saturday, May 23rd, Hardin Valley Event Center. This one's going to be fun. tmgfest.com.
Life never stops moving, and between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up, a tire designed for doers, a tire that's going to last, like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Nothing reminds you of how much you rely on your air conditioner like the first really hot day in East Tennessee. Schedule Pipe Wrench Home Services' $79 seasonal tune-up now before the heat sets in. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 seasonal tune-up today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside. So get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a t-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall.
Next week is a huge week for your Knoxville Smokies. Don't have your tickets yet? It's not too late. Join us Tuesday as we honor our incredible law enforcement. And Wednesday is all you can eat. The weekend is kicking off with one of our favorites, Margaritaville. Food and drink specials all night long with that island feel and post-game concert and fireworks. Saturday, it's not only a doubleheader, but it's Grateful Dead night and fireworks. Ooh. We end the week with our day game of the week on Sunday. It's jam-packed, so get your tickets now at smokiesbaseball.com.
Jimmy Buffett and a little bit of Jerry Garcia. Come on, Smokies. Wow. That's called getting it done next week. I'm fired up. Back with you. The great Watson Brown now joins, ladies and gentlemen, on your Newsmaker hotline. It's unbelievable, Andy. As I bring the great Watson Brown in, presented by our friends at Simpsons Meats, and our Wednesday with Watson Brown. And I got Sean Sinclair in here as well. Brian Hartman is on assignment. He's out looking for the other part of my my brain. I hope he finds it so I can be whole again. Watson, and Brian, while you're out there, see if you can find Kelly Holcombs. So Watson Brown joins today on the program. Watson, I was telling you, my sister, you and her are about the same age, and we were laughing about the cars of the past. I sent her up some Simpsons Meats last week. She shoots me a text. Now, her husband is an incredible cook. Like, this guy can barbecue some chicken, and it's a type of chicken, Watson, where you're not going to have one piece. You're going to have like 10 pieces. You know people that are like that? I don't know what this dude's recipe is, but he's got just he just has a knack with it. Anyway, what does she text me back? I'm going to read it to you. She says, Tony, I'm going to read you her text. My sister's name is Anna Marie. It's like very Southern. Is that not very Southern for her to have two names?
Very Southern.
She said, Tony, she said, that steak. She said, that's the greatest thing we've ever had. Thank you so much, with like 4 exclamation points. Thoughts?
What do I say all the time? What do I say? You can't just eat it one time. You're going to go back and get it again. You're going to. That's my quote, and I'm sticking to it from day one since we started this. It's unbelievable.
Now
you'll pay the money to go eat it again. I'm telling you that.
Watson, I was telling you when she was a kid, because you guys grew up in the muscle car era. Hey, Cinco, what was your first ride when you were a kid, Cinco? We got gypped. My first ride was a Chevy Chevette. I mean, that was not good. I got kind of gypped. How about you, Cinco? What was your first car?
My first car was a turd brown Subaru 2-door stick shift, which was a joke. And I was so glad to have it.
See? And Watson grew up in the cool car, muscle car era. So my sister and Watson are about the same age, which means that would have been like early 70s, late 60s. Is that right, Watson? Right around that time period.
Yeah, I graduated late 60s.
There you go. And so she had a kind of a baby blue Corvair that she drove around in, which everybody knows if you look it up. The baby blue the Corvair was the car that I think Ralph Nader championed against it. But it was cool looking. I had a brother. My brother had a Triumph Spitfire. He was a little older than her, a little sports car. And what'd you drive around in, Watson? What were your first couple cars back then?
My first car was shared with my brother Matt.
Okay.
And it was it's not in the muscle car deal. It was a Plymouth Valiant with a four-speed Plymouth Valiant. And we're so proud of that thing. The maddest I've ever been at my brother in my life. He wrecks it into a cemetery. And we lost our car. I was so mad at him. He totals it, rolls it into a cemetery. Or didn't roll it, just went over a ditch and just totaled the poor thing. Now, my next one was a Cougar. That was pretty neat car.
Oh, yeah.
But I had to wait for it a little bit because Dad kind of rubbed it in when my brother totaled the car. So,
see, and the point is, back then, those cars were guzzling gas, and looking back on them, a lot of them were too fast for kids to have. I mean, they were like tanks, though. You wreck one of those cars, what you're hitting's going to lose, right? I mean, they were pretty safe cars because they were so big.
Well, and they were made different. They were not all plastic like they are today, but still, it wasn't good to wreck one of those. And they would go. When I went to college, my dad got me Mach 1. You can imagine.
Oh, I love Mach 1. Let's
Mach
go.
1. It was red with black stripes
Whoa,
on it. I'm telling you,
go,
5
dude.
speed, and it would come off the ground, man.
Go.
My first game ever was is Bo Schembechler's first game at Michigan. So we're at Vanderbilt, and we fly up to Michigan. My dad and mom drove the Mach 1 to Michigan to see me play. How about that? My mom and dad flying all over the country in a Mach 1. I'm telling you.
I respect that. And so, yeah, that era, I don't know. It's just every once in a while I'll see one of those. I don't know about you. I'll see one of those cars on the road, and man, they just stick out. They were so beautiful. They were so angular. It was just such a different time. And then when I look at the photos of me as a kid and some of the cars we had, the cars back then, I don't know. They were more artistic, or I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
No, I get you. They just they stuck out. They really did. When you get a sports car, whether it was a Mustang, anything, you knew it was a Mustang. It didn't look like other cars. I think that was the big difference to me.
The great Watson Brown joining, presented by our friends at Simpson's Meats. And Simpson's been with you since 1888 on Jim Simpson's farm. Look, that's the horse and buggy era, through the sports car era, through the electric car era, all the way through to 2026, where, Watson, you tell me, yes, I believe this, no, I don't believe that. Are you ready? We're gonna play a little game here. Because College Front Office released their rankings of the most expensive rosters in college football. Now, here's the thing that's interesting to me about all these sports. Nobody saw what Indiana was going to do last year. Nobody. Now, I don't know where Indiana was ranked preseason. Brian Hartman is not here to tell me. I guess I could go back and look that up. But it's a mystery how they did what they did, because Tennessee's payroll last year was actually higher than Indiana's payroll, which is bizarre to me, but it kind of is what it is. All right. I'm going to start from the top and work down to the bottom, and you say, yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. They say, and College Front Office is a site who their expressed goal is to track the NIL space and who's spending what, where, and for whom. So this is kind of what they do.
That's the collective from the university and the NIL combined.
Correct.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay. That's all the money that each kid got.
They're saying that Texas's payroll this season is $47.5 million, and they're number one in America.
How much of that, does it say how much of that came from the university, from the collective, not NIL, not that? Does it say that?
No, it's just the figure.
Well, that's a big figure to me. How far these universities want to go and what they're going to spend on the kids.
Do you believe that Texas is at the top of the deal, top of the heap?
Wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. No. After being in that state, being rivals to Texas at three different schools, Texas Tech, Rice, and Oklahoma, yes, I would believe that.
Aren't they due a national championship, Watson? I mean, your brother had the last one there, and that was, 20 or so years ago.
They're close.
Very close.
They're close again.
Oh, yeah.
They're very close. Get ready.
Yeah.
You got to hit that next. You got to get semifinals, national championship, and now you're up in an elite group. And it's one thing to get in the playoffs. It's another to make semifinals, national championship, because that's another set of four that's better, and pretty much, unless you're just lucky in a game, pretty much better than the other guys.
Arch Manning as the top pick in the draft, Watson. Are you buying, selling, or trading that? That's what some people think.
That one's still 50-50 to me. I have yet still to see him, and I don't know that he should have, because this is his first year to play last year. There should be a big step difference in him this year, a big step, but I hadn't seen it yet. There should be a Hendon Hooker step from Tennessee in the first year he played to the second year he played.
How about you, Sean?
There should be a big step.
How about you, Sean, on Arch Manning a team Tennessee sees?
You know what? I think a couple of things. One, his profile is elevated without question because of his last. But the last several games, in fairness, he looked fantastic.
Yep.
He was making plays with athletic ability that his brother Eli had, and his grandfather had. And he's surrounded by an incredible amount of talent, which always helps. So,
yeah.
I mean, he could be the number one pick. I don't know that he's going to be. I don't. Stats may argue this, but I don't think he's the quarterback that either of his uncles or his grandfather were. I just don't see it.
Up next, Watson, number 2, Miami came very, very close. A lot closer than a lot of us thought last year at winning the national championship. Hey, they pushed an Indiana team that had their way with a lot of people. They pushed them right to the limit. That game went right to the end. $44 million they have invested in their payroll, and they're number 2. Do you find that believable that they would be a number 2 spender?
Every bit believable. I've been playing Miami for years as a coach too, and I'm telling you, there's money down there, big time money all around that place. So yes, I believe that.
Number 3, the team Tennessee saw in the playoff a couple years ago, the Ohio State Buckeyes, who, Watson, personally, I have at the very top over the next 10 years. I think they'll be one of the top winners in college football over the next decade, irrespective of who the coach is there. But they're at $43 million, and they just continue to spend at Ohio State.
You have the tradition that they have, and you spend the money now that they're spending. There's no reason for them not to stay there, 100% so, because that's the two pieces. That tradition still matters. It don't mean what it used to. These guys can go in with money, and all of a sudden that matters maybe even more than what's on the side of the helmet, but that still matters. And if it's 50-50, that's where they're going to go, in my opinion, still go to one of those traditional places. But you got to spend the money, and they're doing it.
I'll tell you another thing.
I agree with you.
I'll tell you another thing that really matters, Watson, and this is a big-time thing. And Tennessee's going to be forced to have to, if they go another draft and don't have a first-rounder on this roster, they're going to start whispering about Josh Heupel. You've got to start producing. You have got to start having some of these guys come out in the wash. Rick Barnes, I know for a fact, when they're on the line with a player, they'll get one of their NBA guys to make a call for them and say, hey, Grant Williams, make a phone call. Hey, this guy got me into the league. This guy got me high in the draft. That sort of thing here. And that's what Ohio State has, Watson, even this past offseason. And Miami, too. Miami now can point to the fact that I think they had 3 or 4 first-round picks. That's extremely, extremely important deal as far as I'm concerned.
Very important. And it still goes back. It's a player's game. And if the coaching is just solid, players win games. The best players are going to win the games. Football more than any sport, in my opinion. I throw basketball in there. Basketball with it now. You don't have to have as many, so I'd throw that in there with it. But players win games, and these scouts don't miss on the top dogs very often now. They don't miss on them. They'll miss on some of those others, but they don't miss on these top dogs.
Smokey Vol 98, Sean Sinclair says McCoy was a first rounder till his knee acted up. Does he get a or does it only count if you're a first round pick, Sean? Or can they point to McCoy and say, hey, we turned him into what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, damn, yeah. I mean, you're talking about Texas?
No, he said McCoy. He says McCoy was a first rounder for the Vols last year until he got hurt, and he would have been a first rounder, so the Vols could point to him. Or does it only count if you're a first rounder, Sean?
I think it's only if you're a first rounder.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. But it's fun to say that. I mean, it's
people do. Recruits don't like explanations after the initial thing.
I think that's right.
They want where it comes out is draft picks, where it comes out is contract value. That's what they're looking at.
That's where you came out. Let's move along. The number 4 player in this thing, Watson, and these teams are spending. Hey, Watson, we've gone from like 16 million, 5 to 7 million to 15 million to 20 million. Then Ohio State a couple years ago to $30 million payroll. Now we're pushing 50 million. LSU overnight, Watson, number 4 in America, 42.8 million. And some people think that Lane Kiffin is going to attempt to pull in what they call these blind transfers, a couple guys in the summer even, to add to that total. But right now, LSU is at $42.8 million and one of the big spenders. Do you buy that?
Yeah, they went for it. They went for it and put the money in the coach, and they're going for it. They didn't just hire the coach. They're giving him the money to get there. And so they're putting the pieces in place. Now we'll see if the coach can get the right players with that money, because Nick Saban still had the best statement. It's one thing to buy players. You better be buying the right ones. And so let's see if they're buying the right ones. But, yeah, they've gone for it. 100% they're going for it.
So LSU is at $42.8 million. Another team that's right there, $42.8 million, tied with LSU for the 4 spot. Oregon is at $42.8 million as well. And Watson, they are the obviously they've got that Nike advantage and everything that they have there. I think this Lanning guy's a good young coach. In the next 10 years, I bet on them.
Yes. There's no reason. Other than the Big Ten is a lot tougher than the Pac-12 was. So there's no reason to me that they can't be one of those. They've got the money. I think they do have a good coach. I've played out there. It's a beautiful place. Facilities are unbelievable. And every one of these, you go really get into their deal. They've got one major top dog throwing the money around and willing to throw it whenever he's called. Each one of these have one of those guys. That's what Indiana had. And what's his name that owned the Mavericks? When they needed money, you pick up the phone and you make that call. Texas Tech has that guy.
Yes.
That's the thing we don't talk about enough. It's not just all these people giving money. It's the one guy when he says, "Ooh, I need another $1 million. Will you give it to me?" You got it. Go get it. That's what you got to have.
Another thing, the next program up is a team that I will bet on over the next 10 years. They haven't won a national championship since I want to say the late 80s. But I think one is coming, or they're going to come close to getting one. They'll play in a couple final games over the next 10 years. I'm being serious when I say this. I think they have a really good, bright, young head football coach, and I think they're going to invest all their money in the sport. Because I'm looking at what they're doing in other sports, and it's Notre Dame. And I mentioned this yesterday. According to the front office, college front office, they have the 6th highest payroll in the deal, Watson, at $40.4 million. And here's the thing, they're not even trying in basketball anymore. They're not even trying, Watson, in basketball anymore. Not even trying.
No sense to me, but
no, it makes no sense.
I know it's always been a really football school, but basketball has been really good through the years. And that doesn't make sense to me. I saw where they're dropping sports. I'm sure you all saw that.
Yeah.
They're dropping sports. So they're getting this isn't a good thing for the whole athletic department. It's not. We all know that. And what is happening here, well, you got all this money, you start spending it, everybody's going to get a piece. Well, now to stay competitive and to win in the sport that's bringing in the money, and we got to keep putting more money in that sport, which takes away from these other sports. So we're starting to see the process take place.
Hey, Cinco, are we going to see a day where at all these SEC schools, they start peeling off some of these men's sports to make the numbers come out right in the spirit of, plus it's just going to get too expensive to do that. Like Arkansas has done. Arkansas folded their tennis program.
Because because except that there's a court thing, it's very low risk. The sports that they are thinking about, as you say, peeling off, they're not high volume fan participation, in the stands.
Right.
A lot of times they take a lot of money I'm not here to advocate or shout out against the sport, but you take a look at what does it cost to put together or to maintain a swimming facility?
Exactly. That's exactly
right. What does it
right.
cost to build a whole, a soccer thing is just an open kind of field, but, a tennis facility, that's in a lot of places, that's valuable real estate that you're just losing money. And again, I am not advocating or hoping that anybody goes away. You asked the question.
When you make things all about dollars and cents, you will do things because of dollars that don't make any sense. And that's what we're about to see. I look, my son played golf at University of Pennsylvania, and I'm not sure a lot of the golfers out there in 20 years are going to have the same opportunity that a lot of his friends had to play at some of these institutions, Watson, as scholarship athletes. I would not bet on that, Watson, with the way we're heading here.
Well, we saw it when Title IX first came in.
Yep.
And look at what it did to baseball.
Yep.
And
how about wrestling?
The scholarship money that they took away from baseball.
Yep.
Because they had to balance it out with softball. And we're running back into that again. Here we go again. And that's why I just say, I know how popular football is right now. We can't say anything bad about the popularity of football because it's as popular as it's ever been. But sooner or later, this money has got to stop, or it's just going to affect so many other things around it. And I just wonder when that day will come. I'm not sure it's going to come in my lifetime.
It's so counterintuitive because the last thing you would think is that as you make more and more and more money off major college football, that it would hurt the kids in the lesser sports. Like, that seems extremely counterintuitive until you think about it through the prism of Title IX. You think about it through the prism of balancing scholarships on campuses. And then you think about these athletic directors in the modern game are not coaches. And a lot of times they're not even athletes. So they don't think for athletes. They're bean counters. And they look at, like Sean said, they look at their tennis program and they go, what are we doing here? Or more to the point, they look at their aquatic center and they go, man, that's the rent and the this
to be able to,
and the upkeep.
To be able to keep some of these sports, Tony, in my personal opinion, after being an AD twice, you're going to have a big time donor that just is willing to put it all in tennis or put it all in whatever. That's the way you're going to be able to keep it. If you don't have that person, I think it's going to be hard to hold on.
Here's another thing that the Vols Titans says on that. I'll annex his comment. And then when you factor in what they've done reorienting these leagues, travel-wise, you have a scene now where for me to truck my tennis team when I'm at UCLA over to Piscataway, New Jersey, guy's got Carson arm and a leg to do that, Watson.
And multiply that by every sport.
And then you got to stay in hotels.
It ain't just that one sport.
Yeah.
You're talking about as an athletic director, every one of those sports.
That's right. That's right. And they're going to use that.
That's a lot of money, man. And where football travels maybe 4 times, 5 at the most.
So the list.
Big schools.
So the list is
Texas. Because they play all the home games with the non-conference games, and then you're in your conference. You're either 4 or 5. But baseball or basketball or tennis, they're traveling a lot more than that. So it's a lot more than football is, a whole lot more.
So the list is Texas.
Football is probably the least of the ones.
Coach, I've got a question for you. Sorry to jump in. I can't tell when you guys are stopping there, but as an AD, it seems like a simple question, but I've never heard this asked or answered. If you are a football team and you predominantly recruit out of state, when you give kids a full scholarship, is there a legitimate transfer of money for out-of-state tuition from the athletic department to the general tuition fund, or is it just considered in-state and out-state? It's the same amount of money. I've never heard that.
No,
I've never heard that asked.
It is totally. I've been in schools where out-of-state tuition was a whole lot higher than in-state tuitions. Public schools, private schools, there's not any difference. public schools, yes. I was at a school one time as a coach where I couldn't bring in but so many out-of-state students because it would cost too much money. So there's the answer to it right there, Sean. The out-of-state money, you do pay the difference when you bring one in.
Wow. Really?
Yes, sir, Rick.
Moving along.
Now, some schools don't make you do that. Athletically, they'll just say, for the athletes, we won't do that. But that is not the case by any means all the time. By any means.
That's wild to me.
State tuition is a different world.
Sean, that's an excellent question because the university side, here's the other thing people don't realize. And I bet now, look, I remember when I was in school kind of poking around 30 years ago, there was a hatred back then. When Tennessee built their practice facility, the academic types would call it the Vol Mahal. And they would say they built the Vol Mahal over there. I can't imagine how much the academic side of these universities must abhor what's going on with major college sports now. Because there's always been a yin and a yang there, kind of a one side puts up with the other kind of relationship. It's not as simpatico as people would think. So on the university side, they're probably thinking, yeah, let's make some money off these out-of-state athletes and charge our athletic department. We could use this as a profit center.
No, I agree with that. I think football has always been the one when I'm at the different. If you hear it through faculty, staff, or any of that, it seems to be always football.
Yep.
Because that's the money maker. That's the money maker. Always has been the biggest money maker. Basketball took over with a tournament for a little bit, but not really. Football is still the money maker, and I think when you hear things said through the athletics, through the faculty staff, it's football's the one they seem to harp on.
So Texas number 1, Miami number 2, Ohio State 3, LSU 4, Oregon 5, Notre Dame 6. Another team on Tennessee's payroll, Texas A&M. Only number 7, Watson, $38.9 million. They're scrimping along at A&M. Are you believing they're a top tenner?
Yes. I've gone against that bunch for years, and I'm telling you, there's as much money at that university. That the alumni base at Texas A&M alone is one of the best giving alumni bases in the world. I'm telling you, for a public school. So I wouldn't be shocked if they don't end up back up there in top again. Wouldn't take much money to get back up there.
Next one surprises me. Alabama is number 8 at $37.2 million. Watson, are you buying, selling, or trading Alabama being number 8?
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to watch them. If they kind of hang down lower than where they've been through the Saban years and the Bryant years, if they hang down there, what are they going to do? Are they going to throw in more money? Are they going to keep changing coaches and think they're putting in enough money? But there's no reason for Alabama not to be there. They have the money base to be there.
Next on the microphone, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, your team, your town, in your heart, your Tennessee Volunteers, $36.7 million. Now, I will say this about this year, and this is something Josh Heupel's got to deal with this being in print. Texas is expected to be a playoff team this year. So is Miami. Ohio State's picked to be a playoff team this year. LSU's picked to be a playoff team this year. Oregon, people are going to pick to be a playoff team this year. Notre Dame, people are going to pick to be a playoff team this year. A&M's going to get a lot of love. Nicolette Larson, they're going to be picked to be vying for that. Alabama is going to be, that's going to be expected of them. And Tennessee at $36.7 million this year, Watson, is, I don't mean this the way it's going to sound, but they're expected to be a runaround car if this was a NASCAR race. And that's painful for me to say.
If they are, it's not acceptable. In today's world, the Tennessees of the world should be there every year. They're spending the money, they should be there every year. And that's not on Tennessee. That's all of those type schools in the country. throw in Oklahoma, I can keep naming them. That's what's expected. That doesn't mean they will be. But the day that Tennessee is not expected to be in the playoffs is gone. Those days are gone. They're going to expect that every year. And I throw that in with another 20, 25 schools. That's just the expectations now. And if it don't happen, something's going to give. I can tell you that right there.
Texas Tech, Watson, number 10 at $36.3 million. So I did the math. Tennessee is one of two schools that will face four teams off this list this fall, which is why I guess the expectations aren't as high for the Vols. They've got Texas here in September. They've got LSU coming here as well. They've got A&M on the road, and they've got Alabama here. That and then and that
three
is
of the four at home.
Yeah, 3 of the 4 at home. That's right. Is that crazy or what?
That's a big advantage. I don't care what you say. That's Tennessee playing at home over on the road is huge advantage.
Hey, Cinco, how about us seeing 4 of those teams on our roster? 1/3 of our games are against these high spender teams, Sean.
Well, we're on their schedules too, and so you got to represent. Right. If you don't, it's on you.
Yep, I agree with that 100%. And guys, don't forget, it's how good are your players compared to who you playing. That's still the name of the game. How good are your players compared to who you're playing? If you both have solid coaching staffs.
By the way, Texas and Ohio State playing week 2, Watson, which is going to be an incredible football game because the Saiyan guy's back for another year. Ohio State's loaded. It's 2 of the top 3 payrolls in the sport. And when you total this up, Watson, tell me if you ever thought you'd live to see the day. I don't think any of us. If I'd have told you 20 years ago there's going to be a college football game played and the payrolls between the two teams will eclipse $90 million. Not $900,000 or $9 million, which we would have thought was a high figure. $90 million, Watson. Real money, Watson.
Come a long way, Tony. Since in the late 60s, we'd stand in line way back in the athletic department, football players to get $15 a month. We've come a long way. Then they did away with that. Said, no, we can't pay the athletes anything. It's just scholarship and room, board, tuition fees. Look at it today. Unbelievable. $15 a month, and we couldn't wait to get it.
Let's see, $15 a month in today's money. What do you think that is,
All
Watson?
it's going to the movie money.
What do you think $15? Well, I got to look that up, what 15 is in today's money. What would you think that is? What year was that?
That would have been probably 69 to 71 or 2, somewhere in there. We were getting that money. About a couple of years before they stopped it.
In 1969. I'm going to bet you guys were spoiled. That's $134.
I know we wanted it bad. We stood in line waiting for it.
Hey, Watson,
we had to sign a little deal to get our $15.
That's $134 today, which means you could probably fill half a shopping cart with groceries.
I don't even know if that's half.
For your meal money.
Maybe a third for little people.
Wow. Shout out to my friends, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages at Simpsons Meats. They're online at simpsonsmeats.com. Always make a great gift. Gift box is available. As I've done to Famiglia, you can ship premium meats anywhere at simpsonsmeats.com. And from here all the way to southeastern Pennsylvania, the Simpsons Meats, ladies and germs, absolutely got it done. Also, you can visit their store, West Knoxville off Lovell Road, and you can shop there today and check them out. Watson, on the way out, do you have anything else you'd care to add? Because you've been the man, brother.
No, just that we're talking money and how much you're doing. I can say this, that money for Simpson Meats is well worth it. It's well worth it. I can tell you that right now. So we don't know if it's well worth paying these players. But we're going to find out as time goes on here. As old Nick said, better be buying the right ones. I'll never forget that statement.
Yeah, or he said on the air, he said, or you'll be SOL. And he said the word.
Yes,
and
you're going to
ESPN
last
let him
long if you
say
don't
it.
buy the right ones.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, hey, Saban had the sense to get out of this madness. You got to give him credit for that.
He sure did.
They bought that.
He was old
kid.
enough to do it. It would have been interesting to see how he handled it if he was 52 instead of 72.
I don't think a 52-year-old Saban, he might have showed up there when Ohio State bought that safety off his roster. He might have challenged Ryan Day to a fist fight.
I think he'd have been right in the middle of everything. That's what I think.
Thank you, my friend. And
love y'all. It's always an honor.
You're the man, the great Watson Brown. Cinco, I've just been told by Nick Jackson, who I consider to be a pillar over in our commenting community over off at YouTube, that last year coming into the season, he gave me Indiana's rank. Cinco, you want to take a crack? Because Indiana was coming off a 10-2 season like we were. They remember we had like Team Nico. I think they played Notre Dame the night before we got sacrificed on national television. They got sacrificed on national television on a Friday night up in a cold wintry evening at South Bend. Cinco, any guess, Cinco, where Indiana was ranked?
I have no idea. All I remember about those Jokers is something absurd. Like they only had 3 4-stars on the entire roster.
That's it. They were ranked number 20. They were ranked number 20.
And all I remember, I think Little Ant went out to the Rose Bowl.
Yes.
And watch that absolute beatdown.
You watch a warm-ups.
Crimson Tide. I felt sorry for Alabama. Honestly, I felt sorry for him because it was.
Yeah, he watched.
It was. I could just see. We wouldn't have fared any better. Let's get real. But hey, here's what I wanted to ask you.
Yep.
Is that you're talking about the guys on the bench? So, okay, you take a look at the money you're paying in the transfer portal. What you're essentially paying for is someone else developing these talents.
Yes.
Okay, so if I pay for a 3rd or 4th year guy and I give him $1 million, and I've got that, times, in 3 players or how many players for how many years that aren't producing for you, who's the wise purchaser there? Because you take a look at Ole Miss made a conscious effort a few years ago that they were going to just dabble in the high school market, but spend a ton of money on. They were going to go all in, is what the word was. We're going all in on Lane Kiffin, and whether or not he did it, Golding won the games. But you can't argue their success at Ole Miss the past several years. And so, I think it brings more to what Coach was saying, that I think that the Oklahoma thing you started the show with, I think that's a bit naive in thinking that you can build a roster like that unless you recruit, and they don't, unless you recruit like Ohio State, Georgia, or Alabama of yesteryear. I just think that's a ridiculously naive strategy.
Oh, from Oklahoma, no question. But I can't get to the bottom of, and I'm going to try, how much of Tennessee's roster is tied into these first 2 classes next year, this year's class and last year's class, and how much of it's tied into the 22 you see on the field. Because essentially what Sean's saying is that the Ole Misses of the world, I would imagine their first 22, what would you say the percentage is, Sean, of their roster goes into their starting 22 at a school like that, off top of your head? Teams that build out of the portal. Let's say like a Miami. What percentage of Miami's expenditure, that $44 million they're spending, would you say is for their first 22? They're starting football players.
Okay, I don't have any hard evidence. My suspicion is something like that would be 65, 35, 70, 30 starters at Tennessee. Yeah. Gosh, I'm going to sound like Negative Nelly, but I think it's more like 50-50. I think we have a lot of money tied up on potential.
Yep. We come back on the other side. I think Sean's right. I cannot. I asked my source today, now that you shared that with me, Now give me that. He says, no, I'm not going to do that for you. And I said, okay, that's cool. I mean, I appreciate you sharing that. The figure that we had on the blog today, the figure that the front office folks had he said, Tony, it's right. And he ought to know. He's in the middle of it. So we'll come back on the other side. 865-200-5402. It's a reason why we keep doing the blog, because I told you power players read that blog. Power people read that blog. And I got a call from one today. And that's why I keep my phone number on there as well, as we come back with more right after this.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Tona B, inviting you to experience the Collins Insurance difference. And what's that? How about multiple top carriers that you can trust? Like Erie, they underwrite our entire Rainier studio and everything around it. Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Progressive. We do what's right because we care. In today's technology-driven world, maintaining the human touch, Bruce Springsteen, is one of our main focuses. We deliver the best customer service humanly possible. We give you someone that you can actually call or sit in front of. Imagine that. No call centers here. Experience the Collins Insurance difference. Check them out at collinsinsuranceTN.com, and they're Mrs. B approved. Collins Insurance.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready, because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got two locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org, and both locations we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Got a plumbing or HVAC problem at home? Whether it's an AC that won't cool, a furnace acting up, a clogged drain, or a water heater problem, Pipe Wrench Home Services is ready to help. Right now, when you schedule any HVAC or plumbing repair, your service fee is waived with the completed repair. That means expert help fast without the extra cost just to show up. Our certified technicians will quickly diagnose the issue and provide reliable solutions to make your home comfortable again. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when help matters most. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. Schedule your repair today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Service fee waived with completed HVAC or plumbing repair. Restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
You know how East Tennessee takes its barbecue seriously. Well, TMG Fest is about to take it to the next level. Saturday, May 23rd, Hardin Valley Event Center. Doors open at 2 and the event runs till 9. A live fire barbecue competition and full-blown festival all wrapped into one. 15 pit masters from all around the country. Teams coming in from Texas, the Carolinas, California, and of course from Knoxville to square off in a legit smoke-off competition. And the cool part, you're not just watching, you get to walk around, taste what they're cooking, and help decide who wins. It's a real crowd judging situation, and that's just the competition side of things. There's also a live fire cooking demonstration happening throughout the day. Learn techniques, how they manage their fire, how they work with different cuts, different wood, different pit styles. If you're someone that loves cooking outdoors or wants to get better at it, this is a great opportunity to learn up close and personal from the experts. And it's all wrapped in a real festival atmosphere, live music, lawn games, food vendors, and the block party energy just makes for a great day, rain or shine, from 2 to 9. Kids 12 and under get in free, so bring the family. Tickets on sale now at tmgfest.com. That's tmgfest.com. TMG Fest, Saturday, May 23rd, Hardin Valley Event Center. This one's going to be fun. tmgfest.com. T to the B, back with you. Tony Basilio with you on a Wednesday. A Wednesday with Watson Brown that's just concluded. Now it's you and it's me and it's one on the one. Brian Hartman in search of Bino's brain. I hope he finds it before Bino reappears on here. 865-200-5402. If you want to get in the hunt and in the mix with us and in the mix and in the hunt with us, love to have you. And I'm kind of pumped right now. I'll tell you what I like. I saw something from the baseball team last night that I really like. They've got a new prop. They've got a new celebration prop. Cinco, what did you think of the old school goalie mask with the hockey stick? They've got a Milik hockey stick, one of those plastic hockey sticks, along with a old school Jason mask, like Bernie Perrant back in the day. What do you think, Cinco?
You know, I didn't see it at the stadium yesterday while they're doing it. I just didn't pay attention to it. But I saw it on the highlights, and I think it's great. I mean, this, you know, there's a long legacy with what the old guys had done, Vitello era, all that stuff. And I honor that era and all those players. But frankly, it might be great for this team to establish their own traditions, their own identity, their own say-so. And I think whoever came up with that idea is genius.
Totally agree. And also like to see the kids having fun. That is because I think when you play with joy, I think you set yourself up to be successful. When you kind of let it out a little bit, I think you set yourself up in a competitive space instead of being all tensed up. And my favorite thing about the stuff I saw come out of the dugout is a lot of the kids said they didn't even know that was coming. And then they also said that they got such joy from it. You could see them laughing and giggling, kind of carrying on. And look, the daddy hat thing from 4 or 5 years ago is great because that was born from Evan Russell and kind of an inside joke, and they were having fun with the world and all that stuff, But this thing here, carve out your own identity, do your own thing. Don't try to impregnate one of your teammates in the field like Drew Gilbert did the other night in San Francisco. Is this Drew Gilbert guy, Cinco? Does he have a screw loose or what?
It's what drives him. It's what's made him a Major League Baseball player. Shorter guy. I don't know. I mean, he's obviously got skills, but nothing that's just an outlier. But I think that's his superpower.
Guy's a complete screw loose, doesn't he? And
I've heard Vitello call him a maniac a number of times.
Now, really funny video. Somebody asked Tony, who probably talks too much in these press opportunities, but somebody asked Tony about that deal, and he cracked up. He was like, I'm not. That Drew Gilbert thing. So they had to come up with a new celebration last night. So they did this thing where they all bowed. They had this thing where they all did this. That's another, the thing about baseball is this, right? Baseball is a tedious sport, and I love baseball. But on the major league level, 162 games of that, all the travel, sure, you're making a ton of money. But even if you're not making a ton of money, you still have to make it fun. You still have to get through, they call it the dog days of summer for a reason. And it's tedious. It would be like living with me. I mean, poor Laura, I would think that'd be a rather tedious, tiring thing. Or maybe might be the most blessed person alive, at the end of the day. Who knows? But 865-200-5402. So I did something here. We know the teams that are on that list, right? Sean, stop me when you hear one of the top 10 teams on the list. I pulled up a mock draft, and then we'll go to the phones. Josh Edwards, CBS Sports. This is a mock first-round draft pick, mock first round next year. I'm just going to say this. It seems like most of these teams that are in that top 10 have a discernible star player or two that you can point to and say, that's where the money went. Or that's what we're paying for. It's weird. It's weird that Tennessee doesn't have one of those. Weird. Number one pick in the draft, whether I believe it or not, but they're saying the Dolphins are going to take Arch Manning from Texas. They're on that list. that we talked about last hour. Number 2 pick from the Jets, projected Dante Moore, Oregon. They're on that list. Number 3 pick is a Jeremiah Smith character, Cinco, from Ohio State. Hey, Sean, I would draft him all day long if I was an NFL team. Do you feel me on that?
Absolutely. You see what a dominant receiver can do. I don't know about Super Bowls, but Jamar Chase, some of these other guys, CeeDee Lamb, obviously not Super Bowls, but he may be the most dominant receiver I've seen in college football since Randy Moss.
Number 4 pick on that draft is a guy that this would make great sense because I don't know about him at the NFL level, but if anybody's going to do it, it's them. The Cleveland Browns and Lenore Sellers, who comes from a team not on that list. So, and watch this. There's only a handful of them. Most of these first-round picks are going to come off these teams that are in that top 10. Watch us. Watch. Trevor Gooseby, offensive tackle of Texas, is slotted to go to the Titans at 5. Dylan Stewart, edge rusher, South Carolina. How about this? South Carolina is projected to have 2 of the top 6 picks in that draft today and not even expected to make a ripple in college football this year. Number 7 pick in the draft, Leonard Moore, cornerback, Notre Dame. Again, big spender in the deal. Jordan Seaton, offensive tackle, LSU, kid that Tennessee was involved with. Was he committed here and went to Colorado, or am I imagining that, Sean? Or am I
don't think he ever committed here. I think we greatly wanted him.
Okay.
But he finalist came down, and then when his announcement, the Colorado thing was a little bit of a surprise. And then if I remember right, it took another turn where he kind of was going to take a second, like he had a second announcement or something like that.
He was really and goofy recruitment. But Jordan Seaton got away from Colorado, has become a serious player, and he's projected to be the number 8 pick in the draft. And again, LSU, huge spender. They spent a lot of money on him to get their offensive line situation figured out. Number 9, Cam Coleman, wide receiver, Texas, via Auburn. Texas, again, extremely active in the transfer portal, shoring up and going for a national championship this year. The number 1 payroll in the country has 3 players in the top 9. Again, you should see it. Visibly, we should be able to go, oh, okay, let's keep going. Pittsburgh Steelers, Amari Washington, defensive lineman from Oregon. Carolina Panthers, Ellis Robinson, cornerback, Georgia, another big spender in the sport. Was Georgia on that list, guys? Let me go back here. Did we hear Georgia's name?
I don't think so.
They weren't on that list. So that's the 3rd player not on the list. Georgia was not on the top 10. That's interesting.
Another thing, if I could, you know, you say Cam Coleman, and he was one of the bells of the ball.
Yeah.
No question about it. But, you know, if you look at it objectively, it's hard to project what our quarterback is going to do. And a receiver is largely dependent on the quarterback getting him the ball. But given a competent quarterback in our system, you know what? I can't say that we're as talented as that kid, but Staley, Matthews, and who I think is going to be the next superstars, Radarius Jackson, I think those guys will be just as productive.
Let's go. Let's see how that holds up throughout the year. Because I still think Texas has. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how much they short up their offensive line. Number 12 is to the Vikings, a Texas edge rusher, Colin Simmons, who we'll see in September. Another big spender, 13, Trey Des Green, tight end, LSU. Here's a little interesting one. Drake Lindsey, quarterback from Minnesota. That's off your beaten path. Ahmad Moten, defensive lineman, Washington. I mean, this is kind of uncanny here. How many of these guys are coming from these top 10 teams? Then you got 16, a defensive lineman from Oklahoma, David Stone. 17, you've got an offensive tackle from Indiana. Keywan Lacey, running back from Ole Miss, which makes your 5th player not in the top 10. Charlie Becker from the Mid-State, wide receiver, Indiana, who's a Nashville kid that nobody wanted. Here's the thing about the people at Indiana, and we all have to say, we have to acknowledge this. They've done an excellent job of developing guys. They're nowhere to be found in that top 10. Their payroll was akin to Tennessee's last year. I am not going to ever compare and say Josh Heupel needs to do what the guy at Indiana is doing, because it's not fair. Because they're not even spending money like the Ohio State's. Imagine if you're an Ohio State fan and you're so used to controlling all the gold and all the players, and this guy shows up and all of a sudden he beats your ass twice. I mean, imagine that, Sean, how dizzying that must be for those people. But Charlie Becker's projected to go 19 in that draft. Then we get back to the halves. Jamari Johnson, tight end, Oregon. Ryan Williams, wide receiver, Alabama. Sean, are you a big Ryan Williams guy?
Man, he's obviously got talent. It looks like he has had a hard time putting on or has not put on a ton of weight.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, man, maybe I'm old school. I don't like the off the field stuff with him. I just don't. I don't know that it translates. And again, I'm the old man, get off my yard with this stuff. But he's incredibly talented. Some of the best body control for a wide receiver I've ever seen.
Oh, man. Looks like a video game out there. Now, he did have a dip last season. And
he's about the closest person I've seen to Carl Pickens, who just makes people look stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying Carl Pickens was the greatest of all time, but Carl Pickens had a way with his body control of everything looked in slow motion and everyone around him looked panicked.
Ball skills,
body control.
Number 22, the 6th player not of the top 10 spenders, is P.J. Williams, offensive lineman, SMU. SMU is a high spender in the sport, obviously. SMU is taking no television money from the ACC to get in that league, which is nuts. But I guess when you're pumping your money out of the ground. Ole Miss is the 8th player not of the top 10. Number 23, defensive lineman from Ole Miss. Will Eccles is his name. Then we have a linebacker from Oregon, whose name I'm not even going to try and pronounce. It's Uiageleleie. I will buy a vowel. Vanna, keep turning. Mateo Yolelili from Oregon. Then we've got the 9th player, not out of the top 10, Zach Lutmer from Iowa. The 10th player, kid from Arizona State, 26 to the Chiefs. Then we've got a defensive lineman, the 11th player, not from the Big Ten spenders, an offensive lineman from Mizzou. The 12th player, not from the Big Ten spenders, Clemson, number 28, Sammy Brown, a linebacker. The 11th player, Georgia, a defensive back. And then Alabama has a kid, Notre Dame has a kid, and Miami has a kid. And that's your first round. So 11 of those players out of the first 32 projected this morning by CBS earlier today. Only 11 of the top 32 come off rosters that are not among the top 10 spenders in the sport. Now, I did not hear a player mentioned there from Tennessee. I did not hear one from Texas Tech. I did not hear one from Texas A&M. So those fan bases have to look at it and go, okay, where are we spending our money here? It's pretty interesting, Sean. You know, it is interesting to think about. We can say that without a doubt, after the 27 season, Tennessee is going to have some first-round picks. Because the big offensive tackle.
What's really interesting is I didn't hear you, and correct me if I'm wrong, as you said.
Yeah.
Obviously the dynamics changed, but you didn't hear Sorsby's name.
Oh, no.
Didn't hear Levitt's name.
No.
Didn't hear the quarterback Iowa State to Penn State, Rocco Beck.
No.
Didn't hear a lot of those quarterbacks. So it's, you need a quarterback. Obviously, number one pick, got a national championship and a Heisman. But it's interesting you didn't hear any of those names.
So Nick Jackson says projecting the first round in May is just fun talking points. You guys need to look at the projections from last year. Nick, I'm just here's my point. If I'm spending towards the top of the draft, okay, or towards the top of my sport, I should have some star players on my sport, some star players on my roster. And I look at Tennessee right now, and I'm just being honest about it. And I say, where are the star players? Now,
well, you know what? I'll go with that. I mean, if you want to dig down a little bit, you said you just went first round. How many all-conference players are on there?
That's my point. That's another point. That's the point.
That's hard to project. It's hard to say because certainly our receivers could throw. David Sanders certainly would be in that conversation. I don't know all the left tackles in the conference, but there aren't a whole lot of shining stars that just jump out of the page that are going to be, hey, they're going to be on the cover of Athlons. No. They're going to be on the cover of Street and Smiths. We don't have those guys.
That's the point. And that's all. I would expect when I see and that's why when I talk to my source today, I say, okay, so how many of these, how much of that $38 million is tied into, or 36, whatever that number is, how much of that payroll is tied into your first 22? And I was told you're going to do that research yourself. I'm not helping you with that, which is cool. I'll do the research. Because I think it's interesting. Because to me, and somebody said earlier, Sean, you can speak to this better than I do, because I am not going to follow recruiting day in and day out for football. It's too many players. I don't have the resources. I don't have the bandwidth. And now it's silly to follow it because now you're just going to go in the offseason, if you're smart, and go and shop and flex your muscle. But I've been told that Tennessee's start in recruiting right now is pretty tepid compared to last year. High school recruiting, which leads one to believe in conjunction with your athletic director, Danny White's comments about the importance of being vibrant and alive in the portal, that Tennessee's getting ready to pivot. Sean, do you believe Tennessee is getting ready to pivot into the portal in light of their start right now that they're off to? Because apparently they took a couple of projects, right? Which is cool. That's what if I'm doing high school football recruiting and I'm Tennessee, any of these schools, I'm taking a couple guys that are under the radar and cheap. So if I get a cornerback, people are like all upset, a cornerback that's like number 1,000 overall or whatever, but my people internally like him. See, you got two different ranking systems going on. You got these people that have these services. They're going to rank them for the general public. But then there's what we think of somebody. The only board that really counts, if I trust my people internally, is what my people internally think. I don't care how many stars he has by his name. Now, in the old days, I might have cared because my fans wanted to win recruiting national championships. That stuff is gone now. You talk about something that went out with the bathwater. That went out 5 years ago, Sean. People don't worry about that anymore, do they, Sean? Do they worry about winning a recruiting national championship now? Is that even a thing anymore, Sync? At 865-200-5402. And so I just kind of go, where are we? And I would use, and then I would recruit elite players. I would recruit elite players on my high school deal and try to get a couple of them. But they've got to be players that I think can help me right away. Because invariably, you're already seeing this. If I get somebody and park them on my campus for a year and they don't play, guess what's going to happen? They're going to get picked off my roster. They're going to get picked off my roster. So I'm with Sean. I'm going to take 75% of my revenue or of my budget, and I'm going to live in the portal. 75% of my budget is going to go toward retaining the players I want to retain on my roster, and then accruing difference makers in the transfer portal. Because if I have to overpay, like Tennessee basketball overpaid for a couple guys this year, but I'm going to give you a little secret. This kid that they got from VCU, and you can check on this if you want. When they ran their model, that was the number one player in the portal for them. Hey, they got everybody that they wanted on campus with the exception of one guy, and he was a high school kid. You know what? They'll live with that all day long. Ivy said, I'd be going to Virginia. I'm not going to Tennessee. Whatever. It's cool. Hey, if I'm going to miss on a guy, let me miss on a high school player. Whatever. We are getting to the point now where this stuff before our very eyes has changed, and we have to acknowledge it. And when you're doing what I'm doing, you've got to be extremely flexible. How flexible? I wrote today in the blog that I said that I did not believe that number that was quoted. You know what? I was told this morning that number is right on time, Tony, by a source, right in the middle of it. And you know what I said? Okay, I'm going to go on the air, and I'm going to say in real time today that tomorrow I'm going to come out and say that 36.7 million figure is right. But the question is, how are they spending that money, and what are they spending it on? I'll tell you this about football. The guy at Indiana made it look easy last year. I'm selling them over the next 10 years because I think they caught lightning in a bottle for a couple of seasons. You're not going to be able to duplicate that over the next 10 years. Indiana, when you look at it over the next 10 years, will not be among the most, what's the term? Productive, winningest. They're not duplicating that. Lightning struck. I'm selling it. You're not going to spend what Tennessee spent on a roster last year, come into the season ranked number 20 in America, and hit and have all those guys develop on your roster. Essentially, when you look at what CBS projected 2 more first-round picks. You mean to tell me that Indiana, with 4 first-round picks, okay, over 2 seasons, had a team that was that good? Now, you think that's duplicatable? We come back. I want to get your phone calls in because this thing is it's interesting. It's well worth looking at how the roster is constructed. It's extremely important. And I'm going to ask Sean when we return, when he looks at what Tennessee's doing in the high schools right now, does it look to him like, because I'm being told this, that the Vols look like they're holding back some, as if to say, this offseason, this year, we're going to go for it in the portal. Because they're going to have to spend some money to retain what's on their roster, too, because I think they've got some good young players. And I'm also getting the sense that unless GMAC, and I've said this for the last 6 weeks, unless he takes a huge jump, I'm also getting the sense that you're going to have a freshman quarterback out there this year, and you're going to have growing pains. And I don't know if Kirk Cameron's, going to walk through the door, but you're going to have some growing pains. Come back on the other side. God, that was an awful show. We'll take a brief timeout. We'll come back. I want to hear from you at 865-200-5402. We break it down scientifically and come back after this. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York. Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care. I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka, delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka. T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka. Distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside, so get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a t-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, Cinco, I've got a friend that loves soccer. And he told me, he said, for some reason, he's just not feeling it with the World Cup this year. Doesn't feel like past World Cups, Cinco. What's going on? Have we dropped the ball on it, or what's the deal here?
Well, I think there's
too many teams.
I don't think there's so many of there's no Ronaldo is not even, there's no Messi, there's no Ronaldo. It's hard, Lewandowski's old. Harry Kane is old. They're really the young talent, Yamal at Barcelona. Some of these guys are they're not proven yet. They're players, but they're just not there. So I think that's a big deal. Plus, I don't think there's any, golden century dominant team right now.
Maybe the U.S. can break through here on our shores. I'll be going to a Sweet 16 game.
I believe that. I'd see that to believe it.
July 4, Basilio is going to be in the house. All right. Let me do this. Back up here. Cinco, we've had a robust discussion, then we go to the phones. I said before the timeout that the Indiana Hoosiers, what they've done over the next 10 years, I'm selling them. I didn't put them in my top 10 yesterday as one of the top 10 winners over the next decade. I put the Vols in there, tied with Penn State at number 10, because they have too much money and too much will not to want to do it. And I believe that Indiana has seen their better days. What say you?
Well, I can't predict it, but I would side with Indiana being one of the teams, because they do it the right way. It's not flash. They're not out recruiting people.
Yep.
They're evaluating talent. They're developing. They have incredible discipline.
Yep.
They have incredible toughness. They run a pro-style offense, and they're tight on defense and special teams. Though I don't care who you are.
Yep.
When you button it down like those guys, and they seem to have incredible discipline and team spirit.
Who's
when
your
you add all those things, I'll take that over a gimmick offense all day long.
Who's your Vol Ryan? Jumped right in over on the U2 and was disgusted by my conduct. And who's your Vol Ryan? If I'm you, I go buy me a T-shirt, buy me some bumper stickers, get the souvenir magazines, get you a foam finger like the one that CC Hoops brought me last week when he was here. Because when a man walks into the Rainier studio with an Atlanta Hawks navy blue foam finger, and CC, I love you, but that might be the ugliest looking thing I've ever seen. Look at that thing. But who's your Vol Ryan? This could be yours, brah. This could be in honor of Randy Whitman, who is an Indiana guy. I mean, get you a foam finger. Who's your Vol Ryan? Get you a foam finger. You'll feel better about yourself. So in honor of Who's Your Vol Ryan and the popcorn flatulence that was Indiana football last year, I'm going to keep my Atlanta Hawks foam finger on, which now makes me even dumber looking. So you'll have to go back later on and mark the tape, 1 hour, 56 minutes into our excursion, and get a good look at this. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Brazil.
Even with a foam finger, I can hear your creepy breathing. Even with a foam finger affixed to my power of the button hand.
Not the best effort on his part.
Now, Taylor's asking, is that proper popcorn flat? No. Joel and my friends at Proper Popcorn, with their 2 locations, do not produce the kind of popcorn flatulence that Hoosier Vol Ryan's guys enjoyed last year. Because when I look down at the college front office and I see that Texas, Miami, Ohio State, LSU, Oregon, Notre Dame, A&M, Alabama, Tennessee, and Texas Tech, 8 of those teams I had in my top 10 yesterday. A wild card in that could be the Florida Gators, by the way. But I could hear that creep breathing on the microphone. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
How you doing, Tony?
Oh, boy. Billy, how we doing?
I'm doing okay. You wanna put me at the end of the line? You can.
No, you're fine. Go for it.
Oh, okay. You know, when I had this nice little wonderful conversation with you, I was going to say, I was watching Late Night with Jesse Farley and the Bammer, which is Rick Knight.
On second thought, stay right there. I mean, you talk about killing. I mean, how do you say that to one of your buddies?
Wow.
Huh? The guy literally is, I mean, it's a tasteless thing to say, but he's like a Dahmer of the dial tone.
That's a bit harsh.
He serially just calls and kills shows. On the way out, I want to shout my friends out at TMG Fest. Tickets are available. And they're going fast. TMGfest.com. Kids 12 and under are going to get in free. It's next week at the Hardin Valley Event Center on Saturday, May 23 from 2 to 9 p.m. World-class smokers. It is a celebration, a next-level event. If you take your barbecue seriously, if you take live fire events seriously, you're going to want to be there. And live music as well. The Playbook with the great William Pattison is on the way next. We love you. We appreciate you. G to the B to the O. And take Kurt Signetto. Peace.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Yeah, in my opinion, Hoosier All Ryan, you need to soak it up, brah. And it's cool. It's a great story. Best story, most improbable story of my lifetime. Titans Bill hung up, Sean. I think I offended him.
I can see that.
That's not cool, is it?
Yeah, you kind of snack caked him.
You think so?
Who was calling the Dahmer of the airwaves? Him or the small one?
Small one, man. His no offense to him.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you were calling
I wasn't
Titans Bill that. I thought that was a bit harsh.
No, I was calling Titans Bill that.
Oh, that's out of line.
Well, Titans Bill's a show killer.
Yeah, maybe so, but it's still, I mean, you're talking about a serial cannibal. That's a bit much.
That's a good point. That was kind of a tasteless thing to say, but let me do this because I want to honor it. I want to honor Billy. This always goes well.
I want him to do, since my Braves and Joshy Boy's Braves are kicking tail.
All right.
I want him to do the tomahawk chop for us, please.
That's cool. Tell him it's your birthday. He'll sing happy birthday to you and do that.
No, thank you.
Yeah, Tony.
Bill, you hung up. Why?
Well, I thought you was going to cut me off.
No way, man. I was celebrating you. Didn't you hear what I said about you?
Yeah. No, I didn't.
Well, I was celebrating you. I compared your phone calls to a how would I put this?
Yeah, Dahmer.
Well, yeah.
Hey, Titans Bill, Sean here. In honor of our Atlanta Braves sitting atop the standings for the first time in years, may I request, though you don't have a tip jar, may I request the tomahawk chop, please?
Okay, here goes. Hey, oh, hey, oh, ho. Hey, oh, ho. Hey, hey, oh, ho. Hey, oh, hey, oh, ho. Hey, oh, ho. Hey, hey, oh, ho.
That's next level. Thank you.
Bill, right now I need an update from you on WWE Divas. What is the update? Hit it.
Well, I would probably have to say it's still the same. Becky Lynch,
all right,
Saul Ruka,
Bo Ruka,
Kendall Gray, Bianca Belair,
Yep,
and Charlotte Flair.
Is Bianca Belair with child right now?
I have no idea. But when I had my little private powwow with you this morning, I said to you that they had a Monday Night Raw at Thompson Bowling Arena.
What'd you think of the show, Bill? Any good?
Yeah, it is good.
Was it good? Was it good Monday?
Yeah.
Huge crowd in there. On Netflix. Wrestling right now is super hot. It cycles in and out, in the American psyche and lore and all that. But right now, wrestling is experiencing one of those hot periods. Believe it or not, tickets to get into that thing the other day for nosebleeders were like $250 to sit in the upper deck. Cinco.
Good Lord.
But Say
what?
Yeah. Big Will the other day called me and he goes, dude. Sound like a young Leroy. He woke me up 7:30 in the morning the other day asking me if I had wrestling tickets.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you were talking about the World Cup. Absolutely, I can see that for wrestling. You know what? Let me get on. Since we're talking about wrestling,
yeah,
some clown on one of the sites, state-run sites, on the chat,
yes,
actually took a shot at our boy Tim Burchett and talked about how he was, less than, and I had to light that mother effer up. I was like, no. When you had the memorial service for the great Ron Fuller,
he called in.
Tim Burchett called in and talked pro wrestling for 15, 20 minutes.
When
that right there makes him the man.
When it wasn't Fuller, no, it was Ron Wright. When Ron Wright passed away.
Ron Wright, sorry.
The stud's still with us.
I'm not from the area. Was there a Ron Fuller? Did I make that up?
No, he's there. How do you know?
But it was Ron Wright. Yeah.
Bill,
sorry
how
about
do you
that,
know Ron
Wright.
Fuller, Bill?
I met him at my birthday party when we were at Smoothie King.
Ron Wright or Tim Burchett?
Ron Fuller.
Ron Fuller.
Yeah, he met the stud. The stud came and paid his.
Well, they're all great. So
he's
anybody,
a big fan of.
Whoever that clown was on that site, you can go. You know what? Because Tim Burchett's the man.
Did we go back, Sean, on high school recruiting? Are we taking the foot off the gas? And do you think we're loading up for a portal run? Read the tea leaves for me.
I would suggest that's a proper strategy.
I'm asking you if that's what the Vols are doing.
Well, I don't know. I know the big fish is the kid from Chattanooga, but I don't really know. If I'm honest, I don't read the stories anymore, and I couldn't tell you the names anymore. It doesn't. Once they've messed with the signing date, once they've gone to this transfer portal, which I'm okay with, I don't follow it anymore, man. I couldn't tell you anybody of the names. It doesn't interest me anymore. They're not relevant.
Buck said tickets were not that expensive. He went down and bought a ticket for $43. Good for you, man. Because I was looking the day before and they were way on up there. But I guess, when you go down the day of an event, they're always a little cheaper. Bill, anybody else on your Bill? I can hear something in the background. You've got something that's louder than what do you got going on?
Right now, I am watching All the Queen's Men on Paramount Plus. It's a feed from BET.
What is all the Queen's Men, Bill?
It's a woman here that runs a strip joint. And
Bill,
it's a blacks only thing.
Bill, we have a poster in here called Julie Herman's Roast Beef, who just said.
Wait, come again with that name?
Julie Herman's Roast Beef says the following: looking at Basilio's head would be a perfect advertisement for Smoothie King.
Boy,
I like
that's a cheap shot. Good.
Oh no,
Lord.
that's great. That because you are the king, and your head is smooth.
That's really something, Bill. The people would take.
I like that.
Feel the need to feel the need.
What about you? You're not immune to it. When I saw you down at Smoky Mountain Brewery in Maryville last, I come in there and you start yelling out that I'm trying to evoke Gavin Newsom with my hair.
God, Cinco looks so good. Your hair is so next level. I would give anything.
Well, I know that.
I want to have a hair harvest.
I'm trying to.
Cinco, tell me this.
That clown out in California.
How does it feel to be so follically challenged? Follically unchallenged at your age?
Glorious.
You have every head of hair on your head, dude.
Word.
Bill, did you, at your birthday party, eat any of Ron Fuller's hot dog? Kiffin and Lexus want to know. Since you're notorious for eating food off other people's plates.
The only thing that I had was cookies and carrot cake. And plus I got a smoothie. Tom and I went and got us a smoothie.
I will say that Ron Fuller really does love you and thinks you're an artist. So,
well, buddy, I'll tell you what, I love him.
But
I wonder if he was at Monday Night Raw, day before yesterday.
He just may have been. Les Thatcher, Ron Fuller, all the legends. Shout out to Dwayne Light.
And what about our mayor, our county mayor?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Jacobs, he was probably there.
Are you a cookies and cream fan, Bill?
Yeah.
All right. What kind of cream?
What kind of cream?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Ice cream. I'll take French vanilla, or I'll take chocolate, or I'll take any kind.
Bill, no, tell me about this Kings from Queens show. What is it? Kings from Queens?
All the Queens Men.
All right, tell me about it.
It's on Paramount Plus. It's a BET thingy that Tyler Perry. This is one of Tyler Perry's masterpieces.
Right.
And it stars Ava Marcel, probably Kyle Blackburn is familiar with her, and probably Ann Holt is as well.
All right, can I ask you something? Why do you evoke only two of the black people? How do I put this? You're evoking two of the black people that you know. Why would you evoke Kyle Blackburn when talking about all the King's Men?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he watches those.
All right.
Those shows. I don't know if Ann Holt does.
Hang on, we got to call Kyle
This
Blackburn.
This is on BET.
Hang on. Kyle Blackburn, ladies and gentlemen, is about to enter the chat. You can't just go evoking his name. And this is the summer season when anything can happen here. Cinco, how do you think we do at Oklahoma? What's your sense of that, Cinco?
I think one of our great callers would call Oklahoma the way they're doing things. Your call again. Small man season. Small tactics.
So who wins? We get 2 out of 3 against us?
Hell yeah, we do. My boy Trent Grinlinger. Are you kidding? Tegan Combs. Combs? What's his name? Tegan, whatever.
To place this call,
Coons.
you will first
He
need
was
to dial an area
unbelievable,
code.
dude.
Please
Did
try
you-
your call
did you
again.
see him
He's dialing
shove?
an area code. Damn it, dude! He shoved Friday. What was it like
And then,
in the
and then
ballpark?
told him about it as he was walking off the mound.
I love the
That's what I'm
umpiring
talking
in that
about.
game. Matt said the umpire gave him a warning. Most of those umps would have thrown him out. A fun
I don't
police
care.
type ump, right?
I don't care.
Bill,
What about that Bunk Schlossnagel's, whatever his name is, his son?
what do you think of him?
Take the skirt off, bro.
All right, Billy, here we go. Billy, what's the show called, Bill?
It's called All the Queen's Men.
All right.
I'm watching it on Paramount Plus. It's
Telephone number 615311063.
Ah!
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, simply hang up or press pound for further options.
Hey, Kyle, it's Basilio. Titans Bill was talking about some show called All the King's Men.
Queen's Men.
What is it, Bill?
All the Queen's Men.
All the Queensmen. All the Queen's Men.
Queen's Men.
All right, hang on. All right, here he is. I knew you'd answer the bell, man. Hey, KB, how we doing?
It's Bill on the air.
Bill's on the air, and he evoked your name when talking about. Kyle's not even listening. He knew what I was doing. He's on the air. He evoked your name when talking about the BET, and I asked him why, and then he doubled down. He evoked Ann Holt's name, and something about All the Queen's Men. Kyle, are you familiar with the show?
Tony, I have not watched BET since they stopped playing music videos.
Bill, he doesn't watch BET.
Hey, does his mom?
Same thing with MTV when they stopped playing videos.
Hang on a second
I
here.
stopped watching.
Hang on. Say it again, Kyle. BET. Do the BET again.
When BET stopped playing music videos, I stopped watching.
So, Bill, what do you say to that?
Well, Kyle, they've got some good programming.
They got some good programming, Bill says. Kyle, they got some good programming on there.
You have the Oval.
Yeah.
You got the Oval, Bill. Have you seen the Oval?
Have you watched the Oval?
Have you watched the Oval, Kyle?
I have not.
How about Ebony K. Williams? Who do you want to set Kyle up with, even though he's spoken for, Bill? Who do you got for him?
Ebony K. Williams.
Ebony K. Williams. Kyle, are you familiar with her?
Yes, I am enough. Yes.
Kyle has, because Bill has her digits. If we want to make something, huh?
How?
He's Titans Bill. Kidding me?
Okay.
He's on the show of record.
She hosts a show where she's a small claims court judge.
She's a small claims court judge. She hosts a
On
show.
Equal Justice. You can find it on Justice Central.
Justice Central is where that's
She used to
on.
host a show called the Grio News with Ebony K. Williams.
She used to host
They
a
don't
show
do
called
that
Grio
no
News.
more.
Do you believe that Bill is watching BET, Kyle, as religiously as he does? And what are your thoughts on that?
I didn't even know you could still get BET the way that we cord cut today. I didn't even know. I don't even know where to find it.
I mean, let's go, dude.
I love Titansville. I love Bill.
Yeah.
My mom thinks it's a little weird.
Yeah.
But I love Bill. I just don't understand how he's that familiar and he knows all of those ladies. But the only real famous people in media he knows are you and his nephew. Just
Bill, how is that? You know all those women, and then you know me and Jesse, and who else do you know in media, Bill?
Well, outside of you, I know Jim Reynolds.
Jim Reynolds from Chattanooga.
WJOW. I know several. I'm familiar with Jesse's co-workers
Jesse's
over at Channel
co-workers.
12.
Yes. Are any of Jesse's co-workers attractive, Bill?
There's one that is. Kay Blevins.
Kay Blevins.
She anchors both the 5:30 afternoon news, which would be 4:30 your time.
Hey, Kyle, what do you think of Bill? I mean, what do you think of Titans Bill? And by the way, would your mother look at do the ask? We're going to do the ask now, Bill. You've been asking me to do this for a while. Go ahead.
I would like for you, I hope, if they celebrate my birthday, I was hoping for you and your mom to come to Calhoun's on the River. I could show you there's this thing called News On. You could pick it up on your cell phone or you could pick it up on your computer. It's called News On. Keep that in mind, Kyle. And inform your mother on that if you get a chance.
Because it's
News
never
On.
Tony just does that stuff where y'all all have birthdays, but they're never on the day of the birthday. They're like sometimes within the month. When's the birthday party? Because we got a plan.
Bill, we got a plan. He says that there's a chance we can get Ann Holt there. Now, Kyle's mother is a monster in the mid-state. When I tell people I know that family, they're like, "Gaw," and they talk to you, and I'm like, "Well, not really." But anyway, go ahead, Bill.
And the one thing I would like to do, Kyle, is for you and your mom to analyze Jesse, because I always give him an A+.
Would your mom look at his tape and give him some pointers, Kyle?
Potentially, like in her free time. Or is this like a free service, or are you gonna charge her? Is she gonna charge you? What are we doing?
It's free, Kyle. It's called News On.
It's free. It's called News On, Kyle. It's called News On, and it's a free service.
We're getting something out of it. It's my mother.
Yeah, see,
he's gonna want a consulting fee.
Yeah, this is the Danny White part of this, Bill. Yes. We've now entered into the Danny White part of this. See,
there's even 2 stations out of Nashville that's on News On, 17 and 5.
Do you get what Bill's saying? Does
yes. He's talking about the Fox station. And
yeah,
the,
it's called On News. If you want to see the app, it's called On News.
News On.
On News.
On News.
On News. I use On News. It's better. I use On News, Bill, you clown. Stop. So what does your mom think of being?
My mom's mad at you, Tony.
For?
She's mad at you because she's not a fan of the bit. I tried to explain to her what Fade Basilio is. And she doesn't understand it. That's how Matt and Martinville and I make all our money betting. Is whatever you say, we go the opposite. And
Matt's a simpleton.
And the Texas stuff, so she's mad because she thinks she just doesn't understand it. Like she thinks that you were doing. You said they were stinking, and so she doesn't understand that translates to we have a better chance to win the series. She doesn't get that.
Oh, she's mad at me over my heel turn on the baseball team last week.
Yes.
Hey, Bill, I might have blown your chance. What does your mom think of, what do you compare Kyle's mom, Ann Holt, to? Television personality in beautiful Nash Vegas for all those years. What do you compare her to, Bill?
I compare her, she's as fabulous as a full-length silver fox fur coat.
Well, that's better than the car that sounded like something out of Shaft. You said that one
What was
time.
the car? What was the car you compared her to?
Oh, come on, Kyle.
What was the car?
For the love of the Lord. Another one, I compare, she's as radiant as a silver Rolls Royce with gold trim.
That's what it was.
A silver Rolls Royce with gold trimming, Kyle's talking about your mom like that. The guy The guy holds your mother in high esteem, who I love. I'll tell you this. That is a very, 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 very much a person of substance when you're around her. I hate that she's mad at me, Kyle.
Hey, they love Tennessee athletics. They're turning it on. Then they turn on your post-game show.
Yeah.
They listen to the show on Sundays for baseball.
Let's go.
They love Will. They both love Matt. They love everybody on the show. They listen every day, or they listen in the archive and podcast forms.
That is so cool. Your mom's like a broadcasting legend and whatnot, right, Bill? Isn't she?
Right. Yes, she is.
And Bill, she could really help Jesse's career. We need to make this happen, Bill.
Yeah.
It's your birthday. I don't know where you're going to have it, but you got to let us know well in advance because, it's a 2.5 hour ride.
Bill, when are we doing your birthday this year?
Carrot cake.
Carrot cake.
I'm assuming that's a food and not an establishment you frequent.
I don't even know if Tom's going to take me because last year Goldbrick Joe took me. And you brought me home, Tony.
Hey, Kyle. Hey, Kyle.
Yes.
Kyle.
Yes.
We love Bill, don't we? Your mom will look at Jesse's tape, right?
Yeah, if she gets some free time, yeah.
See that, Bill?
Okay, Kyle. He comes on at 11 o'clock.
Bill, she's not going to tune that thing in at 11 o'clock at night. What are you doing, Bill?
Well, look, it's 10 o'clock their time.
Bill, I don't care if it's 10 o'clock their time, you clown. You
got to put that in a recorded format.
Yeah, we got to get Jesse to put a reel together for her. Do they still do that in that business, Kyle? Reels?
Yeah,
sure
I think
do.
You can do YouTube stuff now, real easily accessible.
Jesse,
they even do it on News On.
They do reels on there.
Yeah, they do. They do the replay because I tried to. When I was over at Calhoun's on the river.
Yes.
I tried to get him and to and to show him to you. And then they had that gag blasted music up so.
Hey, Bill, you can't be cutting a promo on my sponsor. You're out of here, you clown. What are you doing? Kyle, love you, man. When we get a new podcast, you and Matt, the middle eight, when we dropping another one?
Maybe in the next couple of days.
Thank you.
We'll see. Matt's busy, man. Lots to talk about. Y'all got great coverage of it, so I just try to stay out of the way, but we'll try to get something up in the next few days because it is really kind of fun for us to just kind of do an extended format and kick stuff around and, try to get it out of Matt and let him get going. And when he gets on one of his heaters.
Oh, my gosh, man. When he come on that post-game show the other day and Heflin says to him, Matt goes, I don't care what Tony has to say. Matt didn't get the bid either last week. I mean, Kyle, people were really pissed at me. Chris Burke. You call them losers. You call them losers. You call the Vols losers. I'm like, Berkey, how long you been listening to the show, man? You call them losers. Well, Berkey, what do you call a team that's got more losses than wins in the SEC? Call them winners? What do you call the Titans, Kyle? You're a Titan fan. What do you call them?
Fan is a strong word, Tony.
You're not a Titan fan, Kyle?
Supporter, geographic, convenient supporter.
Can I refer to the Titans right now as a losing organization? Does that offend you?
No, it does not.
Okay, thank you very little.
I noticed we were not on the list of the NFL international games that they're putting on throughout the season. I saw all those. Saw some teams show up twice. I think the 49ers are going to Mexico and Australia.
The 49ers.
Yeah, but we're probably just going to get close to our games getting blacked out locally. So.
Well, they're trying to grow the game internationally. I mean, how are you going to grow the game when you send the damn Titans over there? Can you imagine? Well, never mind. I was going to go to that Rossini. I was going to do the Rossini bit, but thank you, my brother. Hey, great talking to you. Thanks for answering the bell for Titans Bill.
Hey, I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too. And by the way, Bill. We don't bite the hand that feeds us, you goof. Bill's got some kind of thing. He's something about the live music, loud music or something. I mean, Cinco, did you hear that? The loud music? What are we doing, Bill? Goodness gracious. It's an outrage. Yeah, if you're trying to grow the sport.
But this is pretty on brand because, I mean, this thing jumped the rails years ago, so it's okay.
If you're trying to grow the sport, okay? If you're trying to grow the sport, would you send the Titans over there if you're trying to grow the game of football?
Absolutely not.
I mean,
got around Tony B.
See you, Cinco. Love you.
Thanks, brother.
I want to call Bill. And by the way, he's SEA in Sinclair, DDS, beautiful Maryville. My name is Basilio. I want to call Bill back and give him a damn piece of my mind, man. I mean, what are we doing here? Till we meet again, for all those behind the scenes, I love you. I appreciate you. It's been incredible. It's been a great day to be alive and well with you. Hope you'll go out, enjoy it, and enjoy this great day God's given us. And what a blessing to be here in 2026. Power play on, fight on. I do think it's interesting to watch what happens here locally with our football program and if a pivot's going to be made, because I think that's what they're going to do. It's what it feels like anyway. And I do think that's what Tennessee's spending. I don't know where that puts them. I don't know how they total all that stuff up. But love you, appreciate you. And some of you are getting into political stuff in the chat. And I only have so many hands, and I've got a foam finger in my hand right now, as I said I would. And so it's been very difficult. You took my kindness for weakness with my right hand. I tried to reach down there, but it's not letting me, with my foam finger, it's not letting me. But I'm going to point the foam finger at you and say the following. Please respect our forum. Respect what we're trying to do here. Sports unite people. And in the political spectrum, we've turned politics into a game of, I can keep you angry so I can sell you products. That's all they're doing to you. So respect what we're doing here, or I'm going to be forced to take my foam finger and shove it right into your eye. And I don't want to do that with my foam finger. I want to love on you with my foam finger. I want to take my foam finger and I want to love on you with it. I want to tickle your neck with my foam finger. You feel me? So I appreciate you. I love you. Oh yeah. And Rodney doesn't like us evoking God in here. Hey, Rodney. It's my party and I'll set all the rules, set all the rules, set all the rules. But I love you, Rodney. And to any of the God naysayers out there, I say this to you. God is bigger than your skepticism. He made you. And God loves skepticism. Go to God with your skepticism. It's good. It's a good thing. We appreciate you. We love you. We're for you. We're not against you. But have a great day. Be blessed. GBO. And hey, Bri, good luck looking for Bino. All right, let's run it back. That was fun with Titans Billy today, y'all. And Crazy Kyle calling in. Telling Bill, I'm glad you're a white guy and I'm glad you're like 70 years old, but I haven't watched BET since they quit playing music videos. Pretty next level. Bill's a man of a particular choice, though. You know what I mean? Discerning, as they say. Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
Ha, 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 ha. Stacked, jacked, packed, ready to roll with you on a beautiful Wednesday. Rice fans. Pretty excited.